a word from Monarch
Yeah,
Money.
first before Guardians, guys, I want to remind everybody about Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account? Wonder where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track, and that's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery, and now I'm able to budget smarter and save more. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year.
So yesterday we asked the question to Jay, G, and Jason if this was rock bottom for the Guardians after being swept by the St. Louis Cardinals and getting shut out in 2 of the 3 games. Tyvis, you were not here yesterday when we had that discussion, so I want to ask you this question first. Is it time for Cleveland to wave the white flag on their 2025 campaign?
No. No, as crazy as that sounds, no. Because I
agree.
I think they only, 2.5 games?
3 out of the wild.
3 out of the wild card. That's the thing. The division, that's not happening. They're not winning the division. That race is done. But the fact that they are still right there within that wild card spot, you can't waive it yet. Now, you get 6, 7 games out of that wild card spot, now we can tell a different story. But I think as bad as they've been playing and as much as I really just want to just turn the page on this season, they still got something to fight for. They still got an opportunity to make the postseason. I don't think they're going to, but I still think that that's not a reason to wave the white flag just quite yet. So that's my thought.
Well, technically, he is right.
Thank you.
Technically, they still have an opportunity at a wild card, and they have an opportunity to try to make the postseason and figure some things out. Hey, they got Shane Bieber. Looks like he's going to be coming back. Maybe they can get some guys to get a little healthier. But for me, I just look at this team and I say it all depends on what you think that the real root word of contending means.
They're not winning no World Series.
If it's going to the wild card and you just want to go out there and enjoy the sun and June, July, it's hot. They got a nice fan experience. Hang out, fireworks, dollar dogs, drink beer, hang out with the missus and the kids and take pictures. That's great. It's great entertainment. But if you're a hardcore baseball fan, a Cleveland Indians fan, that you remember what the Indians were like. You remember that era, it gets harder and harder to sit there and internalize it because we're going to get to play the big boys. And when the big boys come to town, we know what this looked like. We've seen the Yankees multiple times. We see how difficult it is to play perfect baseball, have to string together 5, 6 hits and with a lineup that's inept a little bit. I just look at it like this, man. And for the longest, Jay said something yesterday. He talked about how it is to be a Guardians fan because he's feeling like he's apathetic at this point. I asked him and I proposed a question. I said, listen, they are running a business with no staple. Like you're a steakhouse. You got to compete with all these other places and steakhouses are high end. You can't come in here serving these medium steaks. You got to have choice cuts if you want to be with the Mortons and the Flemings and all this Delmonico's. But then they tell you, but listen, it's still steak. It ain't the top of the price. It ain't top of the food chain, but just keep coming back and supporting. Nah, don't work that way. People gonna find other things to do. I'm gonna lock in over here. I get a steak at home for what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to me, I just think it's hard because guess what? They refuse to keep building their business around things that people want to see, and that's players.
If the Guardians were in the National League, it'd be time to wave the white flag. But because they're in the American League, despite being 2 games under 500, to Tyvis's earlier point, they're only 3 games out of the wild card. And unlike other sports, we have seen teams just squeeze their way into the playoffs, catch fire at the right time, and ride the wave. Mm-hmm. Do I think the way the Guardians are constructed and the way they currently are playing baseball can win a World Series? No, I don't. I don't think you can win playing small ball. But being 3 games out with 70-something games to play is too small of a margin to wave the white flag. However, look at their upcoming schedule. The next 9 games, 3 on the road against the Chicago Cubs, who are a very good baseball team, including tonight against Matthew Boyd, an old friend of the program, who is pitching out of his mind this year for the Cubs. Then they're home against Detroit, who leads the American League and wins, and then they head down to Houston, who's one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. As of today, July 1st, it is too early to wave the white flag on the Guardians season. But we come back in on July 10th, after that 9-game stretch, 9 straight days of baseball against high-quality opponents. And this standings for the American League Central could look a whole lot different, and their place in the wild card could look a whole lot different. 3 games in the baseball season with 70 to play in a not-so-good American League where the teams that you're trying to chase and the teams you're competing with, frankly, aren't that good either, is too small of a gap to completely throw in the towel for this season. But I think it's teetering. And I think they're on the fringe of getting to a point where it's like, guys, what are we trying to accomplish, and what can we realistically accomplish with the guys in this clubhouse? And if it doesn't work, I think it's at a point when it is time to wave the white flag, if they get to that this season, where Chris Antonetti down has to evaluate not only how they develop hitters more than anything else, but all these guys that we've invested so much time in, kind of blow it up and start over.
I was talking to this guy while I was down at the JR Memorial, this Buckeye cancer event, and we was talking about the Guardians. It was actually the day that they was playing the Cardinals. They was up like 5-1, and then
they blew the 5-run lead.
Yeah, it was that day, and we were sitting there talking about the Guardians, and the guy was like, he brought up something that was it was an interesting point. He was like, you know what? When they traded Josh Naylor, they don't realize what they really did to that club. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, well, Josh Naylor, when you look at everybody on that team, nobody really got nothing to him. Josh Naylor was like their emotional thing. Like, he go out there and hit a big play, and it just sparked everything. He rocked the baby on the Yankees. Like, they don't have that fiery guy anymore. And I was sitting there like, Then I thought about Jimenez. It's like, man, Jimenez on defense, he'd make an incredible play. And if you've ever played sports, whether you make the play or somebody else make the play, it just turn you up. Like, when you be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe he just made that play like that. Like, they don't have that either on and now the fielding is looking terrible. So it's crazy to me that I think they might have misevaluated how important those two guys were. I know we get on them, on Jimenez for the hitting, and we go on maybe Naylor for the inconsistencies, but man, it looked better than what it looked like right now.
Jimenez has been terrible at Toronto.
For
what it's worth, he's been objectively horrific in
defensively. That's why I said when he make a play defensively, I ain't say nothing about the hitting stuff.
You combine Naylor and Jimenez into one player, you're looking at an MVP kind of candidate.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, and I do think there's something to be said about that. When you come off a nice run last year, you got a lot of confidence in Stephen Vogt. You won series in the playoffs. You're feeling good about yourself going into the off season, and then the first thing you do is you take 2 of the pieces that got you there and say, okay, we can plug and play anybody in here. And what that tells other people is everybody's expendable. Everybody's expendable, right? And it makes you think like, wow, like, does the organization believe in the group of guys that we got? Because even if we play and overachieve, they're still moving guys in and out of it because it's money, and it's kind of difficult to deal with that when you're a team and you're looking to try to win when you got guys that you're not going to get a contract.
I will say this, and we'll put a bow on it with this: the Guardians have been at this precipice of like, is the season over? I think this is the 3rd time already this year.
We asked.
And the first 2 times that they've been in that situation, they've ended up going 500 basically in that 17-game gauntlet, and they won 6 in a row after the first time. So the Guardians have been in this situation. They've had their backs against the wall. They've seemingly played their best baseball in those circumstances. So hopefully they can turn it around, because it's going to be a long summer if they can't, guys.